So, liebe Tauchen- und Tourfreunde, Tauchenleser und Gefolgsmenschen. Wir sind jetzt hier auf der Oman Explorer, so ein paar Kilometer vor der Küste von Oman, aber das kann uns ganz genau an der Stelle der Ali erklären. Right now we switch to English. Wir wechseln jetzt ins Englische. It's better for everybody to understand. Hi my friend. First of all, who are you and where are we right now?
Hello. So we are in the middle of the sea, as you see. So we are in Demaniyat Islands. We are like 30 kilometers from Muscat. And yeah, it's literally in the middle of nowhere. There are 5 islands, and yeah, as you see, it's one of the best dives around the area. So yeah.
So, Muscat, this direction?
This Muscat over there.
Not that far away. How to get from Muscat to this place we are right now standing on?
We have different options. So we have dive centers in Muscat. We drive our speedboats to come here, which takes us like 1 hour and a half. With our boat, because our port is located a little bit further south than Muscat, so we take around 6 hours of navigation with our liveaboard. So yeah.
Okay. So right now you said the right sentence. I wanted to hear. We are on a liveaboard. We are on a Oman Explorer liveaboard.
Yes.
Just say something about the boat. How many packs, crew, diving, operating?
Our boat was Egyptian built in 2006. It's 37 meters length and 9 meters wide. And we have a capacity for 22 packs. So we have 11 cabins, including the master cabin, and all the cabins are single beds. The only cabin is bigger is the master cabin, has a king size bed. And so yeah, so the master cabin is in the main deck, and 6 cabins on the lower deck, and 4 cabins on the upper deck.
And so the Oman Explorer is operating just in this area we are right now, in the Demaniyat Islands, or also switching?
We operate all the way from Muscat all the way to south to Salalah. So it depends on the season. We change our location.
And which season are we in, and which season are you over another place or switching?
So we started the season beginning of September. We stay September, October, November in Muscat. We operate around the north tour, which is Demaniyat, and then we transfer to Salalah end of November. We have a trip actually.
Okay.
So we start the trip from Muscat. We come to Demaniyat, and then we navigate all the way, which is like 1,200 kilometers.
There's any spaces on this trip right now?
You can check with the.
We have to check, because this sounds really interesting. It takes 2 weeks, or?
It takes 12 days.
12
diving days. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Just tell us something about the dive sites. Maybe you're on. I could tell it by myself because I did it right now, but you did it many times, much more than me. What's so special about the Demaniyat Island?
The Demaniyat is so much fish. Like, there is so much fish. The diversity of the marine life is just amazing. I didn't see something like this before. In one place, you could see at least 20 species, like in the same spot. Snappers, fusiliers, cuttlefish, octopus.
And so on. The big ones, which are the big ones you could meet here?
The big ones, we could see whale sharks.
Okay.
In the right time, of course, we could see.
What's the right time?
We usually see them September, October, November.
Okay.
So this is the most of the time we see whale sharks in this time, and we could see leopard sharks. We could see lemon sand sharks. When we're really lucky, we see some nurse sharks. Big stingrays. The biggest stingrays in my life I've seen it here in Oman. It's like 2 or 3 meters wide. Yeah.
And we have to say, your experienced diver, most experienced. You did mainly your most dives over there in Egypt. That's right.
I started learning. I learned diving in Egypt, of course,
okay.
And then I used to work in the Maldives. I used to work in Dubai. I came here like almost 5 years ago.
So at this point, we have to say you're really experienced, and you know what to say, and you know when you say this is an amazing dive site comparing to other ones. Yeah.
It's super nice dive site. It's easy diving.
Yeah.
You don't get so much current like other places. It suits all the levels, from open water all the way to instructors. They come here. So it's super nice diving.
Okay. And to be honest, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, let's talk about some dive sites I didn't see until now. The Salalah and Mirbat area.
Okay.
What's the difference between?
Diving wise, it's totally different. different fish, different marine life. I tend to see more nudie branches, like more macro stuff in Mirbat area. We have some shipwrecks also in the south. You could see Salalah Guitar Ray, which is just in Salalah. You could see, you couldn't see it anywhere else. When we're really lucky, we see big whales, humpback whales, sperm whales, pilot whales. 2-3 months ago, we had big group of big pod of orcas.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, it was lots of dolphins. Almost every day we see dolphins. When we're lucky, we could dive with them. So it's a little bit different than the Demonade tour.
Currents?
Almost nothing, just split points. As we mentioned every briefing, some split points takes like 2 minutes current, but not as
and
other
structures underwater comparing to here?
Compared to here, it's more hard corals.
Hard corals, okay.
So here you could see lots of soft corals. In the south, it's more hard corals. So technically all rock formations, hard corals, but there's so much fish again. It's like hundreds of different species and groups of sweet lips. It's super nice.
Wow. I should have a look at because this year was amazing because I never expected like this. That's just one point everybody's complaining about all the time, even if he wasn't here or not, the visibility. What about the visibility?
Well, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like if you think about it, visibility sometimes it's medium, sometimes it's quite bad. But if you think about it, it's so much phytoplanktons and planktons. So that's why we have so much fish. Some dives you could see in the same dive site. Some part is very clear and some part is like murky and some thermoclines. So we always tend to stay a little bit above the thermoclines with the good visibility and all the marine life. But it's food for the whale sharks and food for the fish, so you can't complain about it.
Yeah, exactly. If you have perfect visibility and nothing to see,
exactly.
I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, that's true.
At the end, let's get back to some details. What's the daily business on the boat? How is it working if somebody doesn't know how a liveaboard will act with diving and stuff like this?
In the beginning of the week, on Saturdays, usually we start our week. So the guests arrive on Saturdays at 2 p.m. is our check-in, and then we do a general briefing for all the information on the boat. So we gather everyone and we have a PowerPoint for the whole information on the boat since you step on the boat until you get out to the airport. So all information is covered in the briefing, and every day when we are moving between the islands or we have like small information, in the briefings, the dive briefings, we mention everything.
So how many dives a day?
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Depends on the location, so 3 to 4. Minimum 3, maximum 4.
Wake up time?
Wake up time is 6:15. 6:15 in the morning, we wake up, we drink our coffee. We have a coffee machine, by the way.
So the most hardworking guy on this boat is the coffee machine?
Yeah. So 6:15 we wake up and our first dive is at 7. So we have like 30 minutes or 40 minutes to wake up and drink our coffee. The second dive depends on the day, it depends on the time of the year. We jump at 10:30 or 11, depends on the time of the year. The third dive is at 2:30 or 3 also. And the night dive, if we have a night dive during the week, we jump around 6:30 or 7 when it gets dark.
Sounds like a nice day.
The meals are between anyway.
So one question, if there's somebody who's really not that experienced, this trip would be something for him?
Is not that experienced.
Means, okay, he's good in diving, he's got some buoyancy, but never been on a liveaboard.
Sometimes we get guests like that. It's not a big deal. In the beginning of the week, we split the groups. So we analyze the people when they arrive, and we see how many dives everyone has. We just try to put the experienced divers together, the photographers together, so like the groups fit. And we have our eyes on them. We try to make do our best with the unexperienced divers.
And as you already said, it's not that hard diving over here.
It's not at all. It's perfect for beginners. It's perfect for experienced divers because you could. There's no currents. There's no deep water. Our maximum depth, most of the dives are less than 30 meters. So there's nothing you can go there. Like you need to dig the sand to reach.
to get really deep. Would you recommend which suit size, thickness?
This question can vary. Depends on the people. For me, I get cold.
Yeah.
So nowadays I use 5 millimeters,
Okay.
which is fine for me because of the thermoclines. And for the guests, sometimes they use like shorties, as you see already this week. Some people they dive with shorties. In winter time, could be a little bit cold.
Okay. Means?
Cold for you or for me?
For you.
For me, it's 23
Okay.
degrees,
Yeah.
and on the surface could be a little bit more windy, especially in the south.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're coming during this time of the year, just bring some ponchos and hoodies
And
for the
stuff like
night.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 7 millimeters would be ideal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. At this point, I would say, if I want to have more information about this boat, this trip, or how is it working, where I could find them?
You could find everything on our website.
Okay.
It's Extra Divers. You could
Yeah.
put the link. Yeah. So this everything on our liveaboards and the other liveaboards in Egypt and all our dive centers. It's everything on the website. And
Also one question: how many liveaboards are operating here in Oman?
we are the only ones.
This is one of the best things.
That's why I'm here for 5
Yeah.
years. Literally, you're the only ones in the sea. You'd never see other divers in the water. And even sometimes we get some daily divers from Muscat.
As we can see here,
Yeah.
down there, they arrived.
But you would never meet with them in the same time in the water because our schedule is very different.
Yeah.
We jump in the water really early. They come very late when we already finished diving. So yeah,
So,
the privilege to be alone in the seats.
and
Priceless.
it's a privilege
Yeah.
for you to
Yeah, of course, yes.
to
Sure
be
thing.
here and
Yeah.
to enjoy stuff like this and stuff we
Yeah.
show the guys on the videos. Ali, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Let's go diving maybe tomorrow in the morning once again.
I think it's a good plan.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
Let's see what we see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
See you.